I spent last weekend sprawled out in the middle of my living room playing tactical Barbie with my Daniel Defense M4A1 AR-15 and binge watching Orange is the New Black. As I sat there surrounded by optics, weapons-mounted lights, rail covers, and watching a group of women flirt with self-loathing and insecurity, I thought to myself, I'm really happy right now. I could have just as easily been slightly inebriated at a day party with my friends playing I See You Looking at Me, Looking at You with the cute girl across the room, but I was perfectly happy playing Find the Right Optic for my rifle instead. Gun guys and girls across the country know what I'm talking about. You buy a rifle and then you spend half of its life finding accessories and add-on parts for it just so you can step back when you're done and say, damn, that's a good-looking rifle. We in America love our guns. From the collector who just spent 145 grand on a Holland & Holland over and under shotgun, to the college student who finally saved up enough money to buy Smith & Wesson M&P. To the people in America, these are all moments of celebration. To people in other countries, they don't get it. They don't understand our love affair with the gun, and that's because they don't understand our freedom. When you buy a gun, shoot a gun, accessorize a gun, watch a gun video, go to a gun show, gun store, gun range, you're telling the world this is what free society looks like. And sure, America has a couple of boogers in her nose, but it's nothing compared to the cancer of oppression that takes place throughout the rest of the world. The lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of sheep. And because the people of America are free to exercise their Second Amendment right, which essentially protects all our other rights, we should celebrate it unapologetically. Because the moment we start apologizing for our rights, we're in danger of losing them. So celebrate what the gun represents in the hands of good people. Period.
Yeah.
Are you mocking me?
Period. No, you're absolutely right. Tactical Barbie.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever sat and like played with the different accessories that, oh, that's right, you have it because you don't have an AR-15.
I was like, no, I've never sat there, but I'm having a hard time believing that you would rather sit there and tinker with your gun than go hang out with a hot girl at a day party.
It's not the matter of me rather doing this than that. I could have been doing that, but that provides me just as much, well, kind of, the same amount of joy as going to a party and hanging out with my friends.
Okay, I could get that.
On the surface level, people look at that and think, wait, you're sitting there tinkering with your little rifle. Like, to some people that sounds boring. But if you're a gun person who's really into guns, you understand the kind of joy that that brings to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll let you know when I do get my AR-15 if I'm gonna sit home and decide between which optic I want to put on there.
You may not, because everybody enjoys the gun their own individual way.
And that's what I love about it. It's the whole idea of celebrating the firearm the way that you want to celebrate it. That's what it's all about, and that's exciting. Were you as concerned with the Second Amendment, though, before you got into guns? Did it ever really cross your mind?
No, I was apathetic.
Like you just never thought about it?
It was never a concern to me. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the point that I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And what I really want to convey with this show as well is that when you get into something and when you start to develop some type of attachment to it, whether it be a full blown out passion or just a generalized interest in it,
sure,
you inevitably want to protect that interest.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
And so the same goes with guns. The way we sit up here and talk about how it's almost impossible for someone to go to a range and not enjoy the experience is that same level of enjoyment fosters a level of protection for the ability to enjoy that gun.
Sure.
And so I think the more we celebrate the idea of the firearm and what it represents in good people's hands, because it goes without saying, there are people who are doing terrible things with guns. There are. But we're beating a dead horse at that point because we understand that gun control isn't going to solve that problem. There are other ways to go about dealing with those issues. But in the time being, if we continue to shy away from that and not really embrace and celebrate what the gun has done for this country, we're going to start to lose the ability to enjoy that. What I want to do is be blatant and bold about the idea of celebrating the firearm.
Yep.
Because there's a segment of people who think that idea is preposterous, it's crazy. I don't think it is. And there's a ton of other people who don't believe the same thing.
I think the majority of people would, in America.
Yeah, but what I want to do is I want to empower them to actually stand up and say it.
Yeah.
And not be apologetic about owning a firearm.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to move on to the next segment, but I think this fits perfectly. Definitely keep your Gunfest ideas coming in and show us how you want to celebrate the firearm lifestyle.